Well, welcome everybody. I hope that you enjoy my presentation. This is Jason Salas from Boise State University, and I'm going to be presenting to you how to use Google Research with Google Docs. So first thing we want to do is understand what Google Docs is, in case you don't know, and what Google Research does. We're going to learn how to access these tools in writing a research paper. We're going to do some research on the web using by making a sample paper using Google Research, and then have references with footnotes and bibliography. I'm going to show how you can connect this with Google Scholar and with EasyBib. So I know these are a lot of kind of things that maybe not all of you have heard about, but don't worry, we're going to go through all these step by step and you'll see more as I'm doing it. Okay, so our first objective, what's Google Docs? You already may know, but just to kind of quickly go through for those that don't, it is a word processing tool just like Microsoft Word, okay, but it is free and you need a Gmail account to access it. You also need the internet, and everything's saved automatically, so you don't have to worry about losing it. And I don't know about Google ever losing their servers, so I don't think you have to worry about it just going into cyberspace either. It does allow for easy sharing and collaboration with your colleagues, so that's a kind of nice feature too. So if you ever wanted to get some input from somebody, it'll be easy to share it. Okay. So what is Google Research? That's just a tool within Google Docs. You'll see once we open our Google Docs, we're going to go to Tools and Google Research and use that to help us write our paper. It lets users easily do research as they're creating their document. You can search the web for articles and photos. You can also search Google Scholar, which is a large database of mostly peer-reviewed journals. You can use search quotations, and you can also search tables. So there's a lot of ways that you can pull in different media to improve your research paper. Okay, so I want to make sure that you can access all of this. Okay, so we're going to start out by showing you how to set up a Google account if you don't already have one. That'll give you access to Google Docs and Google Drive. Then what we're going to do is show how to start a Google Docs. You have to actually be able to pull up a Google Doc. You have different choices with presentation and slides and things like that, but we're doing Google Docs, so I'll show you how to open that one up and get started with the research paper. And there's some other things that we're going to get to be a little bit more specific in the next few objectives. So let me show you here. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a sample paper, and who better to do that than my favorite tennis player, Roger Federer. Now, as many of you know, he was world #1 for a number of years. Right now it's Novak Djokovic, so there may be a little debate about who's the best, but we're going to make a persuasive essay trying to convince others that Roger Federer is the best tennis player ever. Okay, so our goals in doing that, I want you to show you how to use the web tool as well as Google Scholar and tables to find information. I'm going to show you how to take notes and to formulate the paper using a separate device or by hand, or you could actually do it within the screen, as I'll show you as well. I'm going to show you how to add references. You can have your choice of references. You can do footnote or separate reference section. And lastly, I'll just show you how you can share this paper with others. Oh, one more. We're going to quickly tie it in with Google Scholar and EasyBib. Okay, so again, try to just go with me here. We're going to go onto the web, and hopefully the internet will cooperate, and I'll just show you all this too. You can just click in drive.google.com, and it'll basically prompt you for an account if you don't have one already. Since I have one already, it's going to try to sign me in, and I am a student at Boise State and we use Google, so it's locking me in there. Okay, but if you didn't have that, you would just enter your credentials and it would eventually take you to a page like this. Okay, and you know that this is you because you'll put your name here, and there's all different types of applications here, but what we want is Google Drive, and then what we want to do is start a new Google Doc. So I'm going to click on New and click on Google Doc. Okay, so here is the bulk of what I want to tell you. First off, you may want to just title your document. So let's just title this Roger Federer. Okay, so now I have a title easily. I can share that with others. And the research tool is right here under Tools and Research. So that shouldn't be too hard for you to find. It is already up. Now, I can search everything, meaning the web. I can search images of Federer. I can go to Google Scholar, which I told you is scholarly, lots and lots of volumes. So here you can do it on the web with Google and ties in with Google Docs. So if you want something more like a peer-reviewed article, you would go to Google Scholar. You can get quotes. You can find the dictionary definition of a word, or pull up a table. So we're going to start with the web because there's lots of things on the web with Roger Federer. And we're going to just say Roger Federer best ever. Okay, and you'll see a lot of stuff comes up. Now here's one article that says 35 facts that prove Roger Federer is the best. Let me just kind of show you what I can do with all that. I can preview it, and if I click on it, it'll take me to that article. I could read about that, and then I can use that to make some notes. So here you go, 35 facts that prove Roger Federer is the best. And the first fact says that in the last 45 years he's the only one to do the finals of Grand Slams in the same calendar year. So I just might say, here's my source. So I can insert the link. I could also put a citation here, and that will show up as a footnote at the bottom of my page. So if let me just get this pane out of the way and scroll down to show you, there's my footnote. If you would prefer to have in a separate reference section, you could just copy and paste that into a separate reference page. Alright, so that's one way to get information, do notes through the web. And there's lots of things here that you could add. That's just one example. You could also look at images which are tied to websites. You know, so him holding up his trophy, well, that may be a good source to go to where they're talking about if he's the best of all time. So, and actually it is, it's a poll. So you could get information from here too. So I may say, okay, I want that website. Now, that website doesn't have a separate way to cite it like the other did. But what you could do is take the website address, and there is a separate tool here, it's an add-on called EasyBib. You have to get the add-on and add it. But if I click on that, I manage my bibliography, I may be able to find that source through the website, put in the website, and then it'll do the citation for me. It may or may not. And this time it did. So I can select it, and this adds it to my bibliography, which I could add to the document. Okay, so there's different ways of doing this. Like I said, footnote, or you can add it to a separate bibliography page, or if it's in the footnote, you could copy and paste it and make the bibliography page yourself. Going back now to research, you don't just have the web and images, you also have more scholarly or peer-reviewed articles. Now, let's say I want more on Roger Federer. Okay. Now you could have gone to the library and done this research, but let's say you just have the computer. You may find some articles here that you can get for free and that you can just cite. Maybe this one. And this is tied into Google Scholar, and you'll want to watch other videos and learn more about this yourself. That's not quite what we're doing here, but this is a book. Okay, and you get a little preview on Google Books. But let's say you get the book and you like it and you want to add some notes and then you want to cite it. So you could write some notes about it and then you could say, oh, well, I used that. You could cite it as a footnote, or you can insert, and I didn't quite do that in a separate line, but you could just do that on a separate line because that's not quite how you would do it. And then you could write some notes about it, and like I said, you could have the footnote too. So this one I think is what I did, and there's the footnote, and it would show up on the bottom. Okay, so that's yet another resource. So we talked about the web, images, Google Scholar, quotations as well. Now there could be lots of quotations or no quotations. It just depends. And for Roger Federer, when I searched this before, there were none. Not directly from him that we could find, so unfortunately. Maybe if I typed in Winston Churchill or somebody famous for quotes, it would show up. And the same thing with dictionary. It would be more for like a noun, not like a person, if you wanted to look up things in the dictionary. However, for tables, there are some, and you can preview it. You could use this and cite this as well in your paper. So that may be something else that you want to do. Okay? So those are all ways in which you could do research via the web using scholarly articles through Google Scholar, as well as just journals or popular magazines. You can see pictures, quotations, tables, all through the Google Research tool, which is right up here, and also through the add-on of the EasyBib if you want a little extra help in making your bibliography. So I hope that was helpful. I do welcome any comments, and thank you for watching.